Thank you so much for joining us. Superhuman Anxiety. What was the inspiration to write the screenplay?
Anxiety. No. So, Superhuman Anxiety came about because I wanted to create something where we talked about anxiety, but it was just kind of this um, topic that welcomed you into the discussion rather than making it like a PSA. So the film is actually about a superhero, and she just so happens to have anxiety, and she is dealing through, working through her emotions because we get her stuck on an elevator, and so she has to get off. So her superpower is super strength, and it comes out when her anxiety is heightened. So that's what I just wanted to work through my own kind of history with anxiety, lessons learned. That's what inspired the film. I really think if I could break things when I'm anxious, I would.
We have a lot of screenwriting students in our audience.
Oh, very
It must be
nice.
great that you understand the concept, but if you can do a superpower, make the anxiety be part of the character, come through character, not its own thing.
Yeah. I feel like an audience is more willing to watch a story of a real person, of a real character, and then, oh, by the way, she has anxiety. Oh, by the way, she's working through it. Like we have Miss Sweetly here, right there. She's a teacher, and she's helping Whitney here just kind of understand what it means to control your anxiety. You know, when anxiety becomes too much, then it's in charge. And so it's important to me. It's something that I've learned over time. Is how can you use your anxiety for good, if you will. But again, it's just at the end of the day, it's about a superhero who is figuring out her powers.
Now you have to make the movie. It's a great script, but you have to make it. What was the challenges of finding your Whitney, your star?
Well, okay, so Whitney is an actress that I found through a bunch of auditions, and she did a test screening, did a test, audition. Absolutely loved what she brought to the character. She wasn't entirely what I was envisioning, but when I saw Alexis do her thing, that's the one who plays Whitney, I just was like so excited. And I will say, Ryan is with Given Hour, who's an impact partner on Superhuman Anxiety, and we actually brought them into the conversation early when we were writing the script to make sure that we were doing the right kind of conversations. In the film, we say, calm down, and it's like, oh, hey, no, don't tell me to calm down. So it was important to us to also bring therapists and parents of children with anxiety into the conversation before we even shot the film, before we even did auditions, to make sure that the script was doing the right thing and therapists could actually use it. To actually talk to the audience about anxiety.
So the question for you, have you ever had that before? That kind of level of people dedicated to make sure this is authentic before you get into production?
So typically we do a Given Hour. So we're a national nonprofit organization. We focus on trauma-informed services. So when this conversation came up, as we all know, the anxiety rates are rising amongst youth and adults. So it was perfect timing for this type of impact partnership. And so that trauma-informed lens has really helped develop some of those tools, which you can actually check out on superhumananxiety.com.
Yes.
And it's really important to see, but that also makes the movie more authentic. Because the last thing we need to do, we need more stories about trauma and actually what it is.
And I will say it is a comedy.
Yeah.
And so I think we all kind of laugh through the pain. It's important to me as a filmmaker, I feel like when the audience laughs with you, you're having a conversation. And that's what I try to do with this film is just make sure that the audience realizes, this is for you too. She's like you can relate.
Yeah.
I think that's how you really get the conversation going in any film. Really, is it an impact film trying to do good like this, or is it just a film that's just trying to get you to think about your life a little bit bigger and understand who you are on this planet? You know what I mean? That's what filmmaking is all about. And so for this film, it just was how do we make it so that you feel like you're a part of the conversation and having a good time at the same time?
And I always feel the best movies are good, best comedy is a good drama at heart.
Yeah.
And if you have the authentic thing about trauma, you have the authentic character, you can let the comedy emerge from that.
Exactly. And Alexis was fantastic. Miss Sweetly, her name is Plastic. She was fantastic. Everybody understood the humor I was going for. We did some funny moments, just let the audience know you're allowed to laugh.
Now, one thing I do when I teach students, never shoot in an elevator. They're really
Oopsies.
hard from
Yes.
a production
Yes.
standpoint.
So
What
when
were the
you-
challenges of trying to, like, because you're seeing the camera is in an elevator, and I love the
Yes.
fact that you pulled it off, but
Okay, so remember how you said what inspired you to make the film? I also was hoping to make a film that was easy, and it was like one location, totally fine. No. So we had to end up building the elevator. It's entirely fake. The walls move, the walls are fake because we had to smash things, we had to break things, you know, we had to bend stuff. We had to be able to control the elevator. So yeah, what was supposed to be one location with 2 people turned into oopsie. Yeah, that was quite intense. And I will say our production designers, you know, knocked it out of the park. They were the ones that made sure we were moving forward. And you know, when you're making a short film, you don't have a lot of money. And they were really, really creative in helping us create, you know, a really cool looking elevator that people don't realize is fake, and often don't realize is fake until I tell them.
well, it's part of. I mean, the film is about trauma and all this stuff. Things are never easy in life. It's good to be able to address it, whether it be trauma, production, like whatever it is, and try to accept that it is difficult, and try to work through it.
Yeah, really what it is as a filmmaker, you're just on a team. You're like, let's see how we can creatively solve these problems. You know, budgeting concerns are usually a way to just kind of step up your game and be like, how do we make this with what we've got? Because at the end of the day, a lot of independent filmmakers, they just don't get opportunity because they don't have the big budgets, they don't have the access. And so in order to make this film, I mean, I built my whole community around it, and with having Given Hour a part of it, it showed that we were trying to do something big and important. And so that's, I think, when you're making your short films, remember it is all you're all in, so you better love it.
All right, so now we're at Comic-Con. If you're Ryan, what do you hope now that the movie's getting out into the world? What is your hope for the film?
Mainly just the message of community building. I think it's the most important time right now. I think, as we know, there's a social and political landscape that, you know, internally, externally causes a lot of different anxieties. And so I know with us, we focus on specific populations. We have no-cost peer support, mental health counseling, tools and resources. So I think for the most part, too, spreading awareness. You know, if you struggle with anxiety or mental health, visit our website, givenhour.org, download those tools, and then come and see us at the screening so we can continue to spread that message.
And if you think about it, the good thing is if as someone who's struggling with anxiety, especially a teenager, sees this film, they'll initially say, oh, it's okay, other people are doing it, I can reach out. Isolation is probably the worst thing.
Absolutely. We talk a lot about that in peer support. It's a non-clinical route. However, we're finding getting populations together and community building through just sharing conversation and lived experience. So
now, for you as a filmmaker, you're here at Comic-Con.
Yes,
with your film.
I know.
How cool is that?
I'm so happy. I mean, you make a superhero film, and I'll be like, this is the place to be. And so we have this huge poster. I'm like, this is so cool to be able to tell people about it. We have collectible cards. We've got this whole impact activation that Given Hour has supported us with to just really show, like, hey, this movie is trying to do good. And oh, by the way, it's a proof of concept. We have a feature version that we're looking to make.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, surprise. And so this is definitely the audience to say, hey, we're trying to bring you a new superhero. Let's go.